Hi class, so for chapter 7, we're going to discuss about international arbitrage and interest rate parity. Chapter objectives explain the conditions that will result in various forms of international arbitrage and the realignments that will occur in response. Okay, different ways of or forms of international arbitrage. And we're gonna also explain the concept of interest rate parity, explain the variation in forward rate premiums across maturities and over time. Okay, you've probably seen the arbitrage, the word arbitrage in your other finance course, right? It's risk-free arbitraging opportunity brings us to the cases where we can make profits without any risk. Usually when these arbitraging opportunities exist, rational investors will try to arbitrage to make profits. So in equilibrium, the anomaly or such opportunities in the market will go away. Okay, and here we will be discussing about several cases where we could conduct international arbitrage and make market back to equilibrium. International arbitrage is defined as capitalizing on a discrepancy in quoted prices by making a riskless profit. Okay, I guess this definition is, again, the general definition for arbitrage. When we find anomaly in the market, we find discrepancy in quoted prices, where in theory two prices should be the same, but we find difference in them. So we're sure that we can make a riskless profit. Okay. And such arbitraging opportunities will be found out and will be used by investors, and the arbitraging activities will cause the prices to realign back to the market equilibrium level. Okay, and international arbitrage is just that we're arbitraging the currencies instead of other financial instruments. Three forms of arbitrage: locational arbitrage, triangular arbitrage, and covered interest arbitrage. We will discuss them one by one. Okay, the first type of international arbitrage is locational arbitrage. It is defined as the process of buying a currency in the spot market at the location where it is priced cheap, and immediately selling it at another location where it is priced higher. Okay, so we have, again, the buy low, sell high principle. And this is an arbitraging opportunity because at the same time, we have two locations that have two different prices for the same currency. So we can buy at the cheaper location and sell the same currency at a higher location. Okay, so this is a riskless arbitraging opportunity, and we call it locational arbitrage. Gains from locational arbitrage are based on the amount of money used and the size of discrepancy. Okay, price difference and the capital you have. I guess if you multiply them, you will have the final gains, right, from this arbitrage. So you want more money to be used and you want higher discrepancy there to make more money. Realignment due to locational arbitrage drives prices to adjust in different locations so as to eliminate discrepancies. So the price difference at the two locations will eventually go away if enough people rationally try to arbitrage away this price gap. Okay, the price will be the same for the two locations eventually after people arbitraging the price difference for a while. Practice. Due to market forces should realign the spot rate of a currency among banks. Okay, we should choose location arbitrage because we want make this will realign the price of the currency among different bank locations. Okay, and for the other options, we will discuss them later soon. In which case will locational arbitrage most likely to be feasible? Option A, one bank's ask price for a currency is greater than another bank's bid price for the currency. B, one bank's bid price for a currency is greater than another bank's ask price for the currency. C, one bank's ask price for a currency is less than another bank's ask price for the currency. D, one bank's bid price for a currency is less than another bank's bid price for the currency. Okay, so here we are trying to do locational arbitrage between two banks. Again, we're buying at the lower price at one bank and selling at a higher price at another bank. Okay, so the right option should be the second option. One bank's bid price for a currency is greater than another bank's sell price for the currency. Okay, so when we are purchasing the currency at a lower price, okay, it is the lower ask price of a bank. The bank is selling the currency to us at the lower price. Okay, so we could be able to purchase the currency at the lower ask price at one bank. Okay, and another bank we're able to sell the currency at a higher rate because that bank's bid price, that bank's buying price for the currency is higher. Okay, let's look at a specific example here. For example, if Bank A has a bid price of New Zealand dollar of 0.635, ask price as 0.640, and another bank, South Bank, has bid price of 0.645 and ask price at 0.650. Okay, and the investment is 10,000. What is our profit here? Okay, before we go to the next slide, you can try to pause the video now and try to think about if there's a locational arbitrage opportunity here for us. Okay, for bid price, it's the price that's the bank is willing to purchase the currency. Okay, so that's your selling price, potential selling price. And ask price is the bank's potential selling price, so your potential purchase price. Okay, think about what we can do to making use of this information and how much profit we could have. If you are ready with your answer, let's look at the next page. Okay, we're listing the conditions here again. And the bid price refers to the highest price a buyer will pay for the security. The ask price refers to the lowest price a seller will accept for security. Okay, so North Bank is willing to purchase the currency at 0.635 and sell the currency at 0.64, where South Bank is willing to purchase the currency at 0.645 and sell at 0.65. Okay, so we could actually find a price gap here, right? We can actually purchase the currency at North Bank, okay, with the 0.64 rate, and then sell it at the South Bank with the 0.645 rate. Okay, this is also consistent with our last practice where we say when one bank's bid price is higher than the other bank's ask price, this provides us locational arbitraging opportunities. Okay, so if we use our 10,000 investment to purchase the New Zealand dollars first at the ask price 0.64 at North Bank, we can use 10,000 divided by 0.64. So we have 15,000 New Zealand dollars in hand. And then we can sell it to South Bank, okay, at 0.645. So we use this 15,000 multiplied by 0.645. So we have 10,000 income, 10,078.125. Okay, so by using this locational arbitraging opportunity, our profit is 78.125. Okay, using from the original capital 10,000, we have the final gain of additional 78. So we have the final capital raised up to 10,000 and 78. Example of locational arbitrage. Assume the bid rate of a New Zealand dollar is 0.34, while the ask rate is 0.345 at banks X. Assume the bid rate of New Zealand dollar is 0.31, while the ask rate is 0.315 at bank Y. Given this information, what would be your gain if you use 1,000,000 and execute locational arbitrage? That is, how much will you end up with over and above the 1,000,000 you started with? Okay, this is very similar to our last example. We have two banks and we have the bid ask price. Okay, and we also see a difference here. Okay, bank Y has in general lower rate compared to bank X. So we can probably buy the New Zealand dollar at 0.315 at the lower ask rate from bank Y and sell it at the higher bid rate from bank X, okay, 0.34. Again, we can sell at the bid rate 0.34 because that's the buying price for the bank. Okay, before we go to the next slide, again, you can pause the video and think about this question and try to find the price gap and try to find the gain. Okay, and if you're ready with your answer, let's go to the next slide. Okay, so again, we can purchase this currency at the lower ask price at 0.315. So we can use 1,000,000 divided by 0.315. So we have 3,000,000 New Zealand dollars purchased from bank Y. And then we can sell it at bank X at the 0.34 rate. So we multiply by 0.34. and we have 1 million plus 79 as our ending capital. Okay, that's our gain. That's our additional, and the additional gain or additional profit is this 79,365. Okay, the gap between the beginning balance and ending balance. Another practice. Okay, this is very similar. We changed to Singapore dollar here, but we also have two banks, Bank X and Bank Z. And Bank X, we have bid price of 0.4, ask price of 0.41. At Bank Z, we have bid price of 0.42, while the ask price is 0.425. We still have 1 million. We want to figure out the additional gain and the ending balance. Okay, again, I'm gonna pause for 10 seconds. You can also pause the video for longer right now and try to work on this question on your own. Think about what is the rate where we will be buying at and selling at, and our profit. Okay, this is very similar to the last two examples. We have 1 million, and we can purchase the Singapore dollar at the lower ask rate and Bank X at 0.41, and sell it at Bank Z at the higher bid rate, 0.42. Okay, so we can use this 1 million divided by 0.41. So we have 2 million Singapore dollars, and we multiply by 0.42. So we have 1 million plus 24,390 as our ending balance. Okay, I think I have a typo here. Let me correct the slide. Okay, so I think we have to correct the slide here. Okay, I just made some changes to this slide, and the right option should be D here. Okay, this is the gap between the ending balance and the beginning balance. Okay, following. Assume the following bid and ask rates of the pound for two banks as shown below. For Bank A, we have bid price of 1.41, ask price of 1.42. For Bank B, we have bid price of 1.39 and ask price for 1.4. As locational arbitrage occurs, which two rates will change? Okay, these four options are predicting either the bid price at Bank A or ask price at Bank B, and how will they change? Okay, instead of asking the profits, this question is asking how the locational arbitraging opportunity is going to change the price here. Okay, so again, we can compare the two prices, and we figure that Bank B is offering a lower rate in general compared to A. So we can probably buy the pound at 1.4, the ask price of Bank B, and sell it at the bid price of Bank A at 1.41. Okay, because there's this arbitraging opportunity here. Okay, and this activity is gonna push the lower ask price of Bank B up, and push the higher bid price of Bank A down. Okay, so the right option is D. The bid price for a pound at Bank A will decrease. The ask price of Bank B will increase. Okay, eventually these two prices should be the same, so there does not exist such locational arbitraging opportunity anymore. Otherwise, investors would keep arbitraging away this price difference here. Another question, bid and ask price for a pound for two banks are shown here. And we want to see what are the two rates that will change and how they will change due to the location arbitrage. Again, in general, we see Bank D has a lower rate, so we can buy the currency at the lower ask price at Bank D at 1.6 and sell it at the bid price of Bank C at 1.61. Okay, so we think the ask price of Bank D is gonna increase and the bid price of Bank C will decrease. The right option is D. Okay, so this is so much for the first type of international arbitraging, which is locational arbitrage. Okay, make sure you understand the definition and also how to calculate the profits and predict the change in the rates. And we're going to discuss about the second arbitraging opportunity, triangular arbitraging opportunity, in the next video.